Hello and welcome to another episode of Behind the Curtain. I am your host, Gio Battaglia. We had a lovely discussion last week with blues legend Chris Beard. I hope everyone gets a chance or got a chance to go see his performance over on Stutson Street. It sure looked like it was going to shape up to be a fantastic evening, and the fun events in and around Rochester are sure continuing. She's the queen of quick wit, the original Aunt Hilda from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She's a stand-up comedy powerhouse. The list of accolades goes on and on for my first guest. This Canadian-born comedian has been making us laugh for years with her razor-sharp humor and infectious personality. She's bringing all that comedic brilliance to Del Lago Resort and Casino for a night you won't want to miss. I had the unbelievable opportunity to catch up with the lovely Caroline Rhea, and here is my interview with her. I didn't realize that Sheriff Country and Phineas and Ferb, everything's happened pretty simultaneously.
Oh no, every week I like do Sheriff Country, Phineas and Ferb, stand-up comedy, somewhere. I'm like, and then and then I have this game show and I'm like, okay, you guys, I'm looking into cloning. But you know what? If I only got to do one thing, well, first of all, it would only be being Ava's mother, first and foremost. But if in terms of like work, if there's only one thing I got to do, it would be stand-up. That would always be
Oh.
my pick.
Well, I guess that's perfect that this show at Del Lago is coming up at the end of October. With all the roles that you've played and continue to do, what is it about stand-up that keeps you, attached to it?
Okay, well, I'm gonna sound like a big nerd, but I actually genuinely love people and I love stand-up because I like checking in with the like I always say I'm so worried about the world all the time. I'm so codependent that when my friends laugh really hard, I pee in their pants. Um, I'm just worried and I love the connection that stand-up gives you that and I also love being reminded of the fact that we have so much more in
Sure.
common than not in common. And I'm just sort of reassured by humanity every time I do stand up. And I do think that laughter is the best medicine. I don't know. I like hearing about people's lives. I'm lucky because I have a teenager, but most people my age are not doing that. Most people my age are like in the wind down or retiring. And I just, I have a new podcast called Millennials
Oh
because
my gosh.
everyone I work with is a millennial and meets menopause. So I don't know. I love talking to people. I nothing makes me happier than thinking here's a group full of strangers, and in an hour they're going to feel better than they did before they got here, and I feel
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah, it's nice to be that vehicle for those people to make them laugh. And you mentioned how, your set has probably evolved since becoming a mother and just going through life. What does this kind of current set look like, and what can fans expect?
Well, this set is very much about being the mother of a teenager, and as a comedian, having a teenager, it just feels like the heckler followed me home from the club. There's this, and I realized that I think my daughter's going to be a doctor because she's constantly asking me, "What is wrong with you?" So uh, it's really tricky when the person they love the most is like trying to apply for college and you cry at every interview. Um, yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like my life sometimes, now Sabrina is playing on Delta. The guy next to me on the plane played it, like was playing episodes as I sat next to him. And he was like, "Is that you?" And I'm like, "Please tell me you knew that before." And this is not like a random. And he was like a criminal lawyer. I'm like, "This is your pick." It's so weird. But when I watch Sabrina, or like when I watch things, I literally go, "Well, she seems fun, but she doesn't like my life got reset when my daughter was born. So I feel like I've had two distinct lives. Like, I don't know. I'm very lucky. I've had like a big long career and I've gotten to do really fun things. So and I like sharing that. Like I love that people who watch Sabrina come to my shows. I just think I have such a place in my heart for these kids that were like little kids who are now grown-ups with their own children. I don't know. It's how I got to meet
That's
Taylor Swift.
Oh my gosh, tell me about that. That was Taylor Swift was the dedication of last week's episode of my show, so of course.
I was doing well, I'm very good friends with Kelly Ripa and Michael Gelman and Lori Gelman and everybody at that show. And so when This is a long time ago now. It's like 7 years ago. And they said, "Hey, Taylor Swift is going to be on the show tomorrow. Do you think Ava would like to meet her?" And I was like, "Yeah." And anyway, it's actually a long bit that I should talk about on stage, but it did result in meeting the divine Miss Taylor Swift, who could not be more beautiful and talented and sweet. But when she finally met my daughter, she said to my daughter, "Your mother is so funny," because she grew up watching Sabrina. So I was like,
Aw.
I'm like eternally grateful that because of Sabrina. It's how we got to meet Pink, Olivia Rodrigo, yeah, everyone, Ed Sheeran. I remember meeting Ed Sheeran and I just met Taylor Swift and I was like, "I want you to marry Taylor Swift." And he said, "I am a ginger with no eyebrows and she is a goddess."
No comment on that one.
That's what he said. Oh, come on. Ed Sheeran, if you had that voice. Anyway,
Yeah, for sure. But going back to the roles that you've played throughout your career, my comfort show still is Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Phineas and Ferb, and seeing
I
your.
hope it's Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
Oh, of course. I was watching that the other night to kick off spooky season. Yes. With I never know how to say his last name. I always want to call him Maxwell Sheffield because I'm binge watching The Nanny right now as well.
Charles Shaughnessy.
Yes, he is. You both in that movie are just, it's a quintessential Halloween watch.
That movie was so much fun to make, and we laughed so hard. And I remember the most hilarious thing happened. There were all these beautiful, sweet, older people who were being extras in the amusement park scene. And we would like look over and they would have to be on this like Ferris wheel, not Ferris wheel. Yeah, the round one is a Ferris wheel, right?
Hmm.
And after like 2 hours, you just saw and like their silhouette, like they were like, "No, I'm not going on it again." Like we were torturing these poor people. Oh my God. No, we laughed. We laughed so hard. And then, I had to be a zombie at one point in that movie. And after like 2 seconds, I'm like, I blinked. I'm out of experience. I'm good.
We got to run it again. I love it.
Yeah.
How has it been to kind of go back into that Disney vault with the return of Phineas and Ferb?
Oh, it's so fun. You know what? I never thought anything would surpass being Aunt Hilda in terms of I mean, if it's sort of like when I was a kid, I grew up watching Gilligan's Island. And I mean, if I ever met any of those people, they were those characters to me because they were with me every day after school for like years and years and years. So I get, and I'm totally grateful for like the impact of Aunt Hilda. Like when I meet kids and they're like, "Yeah, I get it." Um, but with Phineas and Ferb, if I get brought on stage now when I'm doing stand up and they're like, and she's voices Linda Flynn Fletcher, that is a bigger deal to this current generation than Sabrina is. Like they're
Hmm.
more excited that I have anything to do with Phineas and Ferb.
Now, for voicing Linda Flynn Fletcher, did you sing I'm Lindana and I Want to Have Fun?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
No, no, I did not. But I filmed 2 episodes today, and we are working on a song that I am writing.
Oh,
So,
all right.
and I will actually be singing it, which will be completely terrifying to me.
Not at all. The music is essential to Lindana's and Linda's career. So
No,
you,
that is the most. That is like I mean I've had some really dreamy gigs. Those guys, I love them so much, Dan and Swampy. You know, it's that show because when it first started, my nephew is 30. And I remember I have the voicemail, and his voice hadn't even like changed yet. And he was like, Auntie Carol, Phineas and Ferb is premiering this weekend. And I was like, because we did it I think we did the pilot in 2005. And I
wow,
think it aired in 2008. I
that
don't know.
sounds right.
Yeah. It's so much fun. I love that character. And they've given me so much, fun stuff. And Ashley Tisdale is like literally a genius.
Love. Oh my God. These are all my
Yeah.
people. It's
Yeah.
like, you know
Well, I
them, see them on
remember
the
her
daily.
when I was on Sweet Life with Zach and Cody, as Ilse Schickel-Gruber, Michael hyphen Van Helsing, Dick Beluga, Hoffa hyphen Martinez, I remarried.
That's my
Uh,
girl.
yeah, I remember because I was on that show before it had aired, and I go, "You guys, you're going to be the biggest stars. You don't even realize it.
Yes.
It's crazy."
London Tipton. Hannah Montana's up there, but London Tipton is probably, aside from you, my Disney Channel character through and through
Oh my
forever.
God, I love London Tipton. Are you kidding? Love. Yeah.
So counterparting Phineas and Ferb is Sheriff Country
Yes.
that is going to premiere on our station CBS in just a few weeks. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about what production for that is looking like and your role of Gina.
Well, Marina Baccarin is the star, and she's so good. She's just a movie star. She's so ridiculously beautiful. She looks like Ava Gardner. And she has become the sheriff of this small town because Fred, the previous sheriff, has died. And this is like the sister show out of Fire Country. So if you can imagine, up the hill is Fire Country, and down the hill is the town of Edgewater. And Northern California is the pot growing center of America. And this is a show that deals with the small town and a lot of the crimes that come with that. But it's also got a very sort of small town feel. I'm the only person who, one, has any body fat, and two, is like I run the sheriff's office, so I never have a gun. And it's sort of it's very exciting because Tony Phelan and his wife Joan Rader created, or they were on, they didn't create it, but they were on Grey's Anatomy for 10 years. So it's got that like really fun, rich dialogue where you're chatting and talking over each other, and it feels very real. And I love the cast. I just go in. I'm there maybe like once or twice a month. I just uh, but it's fun. It's very strange being on a drama.
Yeah, definitely a switch up.
But you know what? I just thought, like, at first I said, no, I can't do this. My daughter's a senior in high school and I cannot be away. And they were like, oh, and we were like, it's not going to be that many days and everything. But, and I also thought, you know what? I'm an actress. Like, people forget that you're an actress. They think you're just a character, right? And then
Right.
it's another character. Like, in acting school, we didn't just do comedy. Like, you had to learn every kind of role. So, um, it's fun. I mean, it's challenging play in a drama. I think comedy is so much easier.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How so?
But the series, you've got to see the series. It's a Jerry Bruckheimer. Like the pilot alone is so riveting. It's like they're making a movie every week. It's a very exciting show to watch.
All right. Well, that's very exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I watched the first show, so this will definitely be a good spin-off. We're moving in so many directions here. We have so much ground to cover with your extensive career. But getting back to the show at Del Lago,
Yes.
for folks thinking about coming to Del Lago at the end of the month, talk a little bit about how you have dealt with comedy, taking risks. If something fails, how do you move on? Talk a little bit about your mindset on stage.
I've done comedy for 36 years, so there's no failing. I mean,
That's right.
I mean, I'm having dinner with strangers, and that's what I'm doing. I have probably 4 hours of material that I draw on, and I think I think that my shows are very like. I mean, I could improvise the entire show for an hour. I don't need to go to my material. I love doing something like off the top of my head. So I think that people should come. First of all, it's really fun. Come with your husband. Come with like or my favorite is come with your mother. Mother and daughters are my absolute favorite audience
I
members
like
because
that.
my perspective is I am both. You know what I mean? When I first started, I was so influenced by my own mother and all of my stand up. And the first joke I ever got famous for was doing an impression of my how my mother swims without getting her hair wet. Uh, and now I'm slowly morphing into her, and now I have a daughter, and so I sort of hit a lot of things for relatability. You know what I mean? Like, are you a mother? Are you my age? Did you go through menopause? Do you have kids? Are you in a relationship? Are you into astrology? Are you into just human connection? Like, I think I got it all covered.
For sure. Yes,
And
and
did you watch the
definitely.
I mean,
Yes.
my latest special is called "I Identify as a Witch."
That was one of my questions. If you could, being a witch, because you are a witch for,
In all intents and purposes, yeah.
what are those powers that you have and what would you do with them?
Well, you know what? I do think that I would learn to fly. At this
Hmm.
point, because I fly so much, it would just be easier if I was my own airline. If I just could zap myself into certain places. Um, yeah, I think that that's. I think I would stop time. I think that would be mine because it's just all going by so quickly. Because if you told me that, like, as far as I can remember, my child is 2 and now she's going to apply to college. I'm just like,
Wow.
where does that go? Like, if you really love somebody, spending time with them literally flies by. Anyway, anyway, you should come to my show because you're going to feel at the end of it in an hour, you're going to feel better than you did when you got there. I can guarantee that.
Yes, definitely. I mean,
And I love
just
gambling and I love casinos.
have you
And I have such good stories about being in casinos. I have the best story that happened recently.
tell me.
Oh, no. You have to come to my show.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely, of course. You're coming to Finger Lakes, Western New York at the time when we're finally getting some cooler temperatures.
Can you believe how warm it is? It's crazy. I was in Maine last week. It was like a hot summer day.
Oh my God, you really do need the ability to fly. You can't stay in one spot.
No. In the last 10 days, I've been in Boston, Virginia, Los Angeles, Toronto, Dallas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say to that.
Yeah.
So you're no stranger to the East Coast for coming in on this time of year.
No, and it's so funny because I was eating my face off and I was feeling so fat. And we landed and I was like, oh my God, I feel so fat. And right at that moment, when you land, but you don't get all the way to the terminal, like you have to, taxi in and it takes a minute and it was taking forever. And the flight attendant goes, I'm sorry about your weight. And I was like, oh, how dare you? How dare you? And then I realized she meant WAIT. I almost lost it.
Did you have a lobster in Maine?
No, but I had a lobster in LA yesterday that was frozen and it was not good at all.
Oh, well, that's no good.
Completely spoiled by good lobster, good Maine lobster.
Caroline, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. We're very excited for your show on the 25th. It's at the Del Lago Resort and Casino, and we have tickets over on our website.
Fantastic. Thank you. And you guys will love Sheriff Country. And you know what?
Yes.
It's Fridays at 8 on CBS. And the last time I was on Fridays at 8, it lasted a really long time.
Yes, exactly. So there's a good omen there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caroline, for a lovely discussion. As mentioned, those tickets are up for sale, and we have a link over on our website. Coming up next, I spoke with the cast of a new TLC show that is sparking headlines. We sit down with some of the people showing their lives on TLC's newest series. We will be right back. Welcome back. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at TLC's newest reality series, Seeking Sister Wife. The show follows couples who are opening up their relationships and exploring life with a potential new wife. It's a journey full of emotions, big decisions, and the search for love in an unconventional way. Today, we're sitting down with some of the people living it to find out what it's really like to welcome someone new in their family.
Hi, Gio. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk. I'm excited to dive into this season.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Too.
So tell me, we see you guys return for this season. Tell me how your family dynamic has evolved. How would you describe the changes in your relationships?
Well, one of the main changes, the biggest things that have happened to our family here recently is the birth of a new daughter. So we just had a baby girl here recently named Charlene. And so that's definitely something that's brought some changes to our lives. But in addition to that, we are also seeking a new sister wife. So there's a woman named Teresa in our life who was a longtime friend, but is now wanting to try to make our relationship more romantic.
Yeah, tell me, and congratulations on the birth of Charlie. That's very exciting. Tell me a little bit more about your relationship with Teresa. I think it's been a friendship for about 14 years. What made you decide to take that friendship to the next level, and how did that kind of affect the dynamic in the house?
Well, Teresa made it known to Jen and I, actually. Jen and I, and she knows this because she knows our relationship well, we are the ones that do the initial seeking for any potential sister wife. So Teresa made it very well known that she has feelings for Nick and that she wants the opportunity to be able to try to date us. And so after some conversations, Jen and I decided, okay, let's go out on a date. And so you get to see all the ups and downs of us on this season, dating her and seeing her get integrated into the family and being around the kids and all that good stuff.
Talking about those ups and downs, obviously, without giving too much away, what have been some of those surprising emotional moments for you guys this season?
Ooh.
I think a lot of it is now that we have 2 young children, it's a lot of talks about really making sure the person coming into our family is comfortable with that and, see if they want children. And so lots of talks about kids. I think it's really important as we move forward that we make sure everyone is on board. And, we don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable, being a mother in that role if they don't want to be. And so just navigating through that.
And for each of you, how has being in a plural marriage changed the way you view love, relationships, family?
Oh, wow. I guess for me personally, my idea of love has kind of always been this thing that it's not something I've wanted any limitation on. I feel like having the opportunity to not only express love but receive love from multiple individuals is something that I think is just beneficial in terms of just life experience overall. Just knowing that you have people here for you like that. I mean, it makes it kind of fearless in regards to how you live life because you do know that you have this support from people who genuinely care about you.
And I would say for me, it's the kind of thing where it's like having a party in our house every day. We have multiple people. We get to have fun. We like having that kind of atmosphere. And, it takes a village to raise children. It truly does. And, we're able to have our family set up in a way that we enjoy and have fun with.
For sure. And I enjoy the outlook that you all have on, bringing this family together. But is there any insight you can give that it's not always the way you expect it to be? You know what I'm trying to get at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think going into any relationship, you got to be open to self-growth, learning about yourself and your partner or partners. And just allowing there to be some scratchy spaces at times, and understand that that's part of the growth and that's part of the journey, and to give a lot of grace around that. And, first rule is communication. And then second unofficial rule is have fun. So, we definitely want to make sure that we, communicate as much as possible and share those feelings. While it could be embarrassing, to share them with more than one people, you kind of have to put yourself out there in that way to get the best result.
And the love we share is genuine between us. So it's like even the things about April and Jennifer that might annoy me or get on my nerves, I still love it. So it's okay. Go ahead and do it.
Well, and we do all, make sure that we take on that mentality that we work as a team. We're not working against each other. And any potential sister wife, we make sure that they know that we're not against them. We're on the same team. We're working for the same goal.
Does that sort of echo the advice that you would give other families or individuals considering a plural marriage relationship?
Yes, I would definitely say, and I would echo what Jenny said, is, communication is key and to be absolutely 100% honest. Don't say things are fine if they're not fine. Give your partners that opportunity to clear up misunderstandings and hear how you feel about how something is going.
For sure. Anything else you want to highlight about this new season before we see its premiere on the 22nd?
Well, there's one returning family, the Merrifields, and there's 3 new families that are going to be on there. So that should definitely be fun to get an introduction to them and see how they work through the same dynamic.
Yeah, and just get to see us how we do it and get to see Nick being a stay-at-home dad with the kids and all the fun stuff that comes with that.
All right, well, that sounds great. We're looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for giving us a little sneak peek into what to expect.
Thank you,
Thank
Gio.
you.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Seeking Sister Wife airs Monday nights on TLC. Thank you to the stars of the cast for sitting down with me. And thank you again to Caroline Rhea. And thank you for watching this week's episode of Behind the Curtain. We'll see you again next week. Take care.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.